artists talk about values, they don't mean the price or the cost. In art, we measure light and dark using the value scale. At one end is the brightest white, at the other, the deepest black. In between these two extremes are a range of grays made by mixing different amounts of white and black. For example, a value of 8 is 80% white and 20% black. A value of 5 is 50% of each. We can achieve roughly the same effect using only black lines. When the area is half filled with black lines and half filled with white lines, then it is 50% black and 50% white. That would be a 5 on our value scale. If we add color to the value scale, the values remain the same. The darker green has more black in it, and a lighter green has more white. When we refer to the lighter and darker values of color, we call them tints and shades. This photograph has a wide range of colors and a wide range of values. If we remove the color, it is easier to see the values. A photographer typically wants to include the full range of values in their photograph, from the deepest black to the brightest white. This gives the viewer the most possible details. However, there are times when the photographer wants to reduce the value range. This reduces the detail and makes the image feel more thoughtful or moody. An effect called atmospheric perspective naturally reduces the value range for things that are further away. Atmospheric perspective causes contrast to decrease because of the dust, water vapor, or pollution in the air. The further away something is, the more air stands in between, and the more hazy and gray it becomes. In areas with very little moisture in the air, atmospheric perspective takes longer to kick in. You can see clearly for much further distances. If there is fog or smoke, the effect happens quickly because there are more tiny particles in the air to block or scatter the light. How quickly light turns to dark or dark turns to light is called the gradient. You may have seen signs like this along the road. A steep gradient means that you will be going up or downhill quicker. We call the opposite a gradual or gentle gradient. In art, a steep gradient is dramatic. We would say it has high contrast. The Dutch painter Rembrandt used high contrasts in his portraits. The value goes quickly from dark to light to make them very striking. The Impressionist painter Claude Monet used more gentle gradients. We would call this low contrast. The values change slowly, relaxed, calm. The steepness of a gradient can also make things look shiny or dull. A rubber ball is not shiny, and the gentle gradient illustrates that, whereas the steep gradient of a glass ball tells us it is very smooth and polished. So while everything may not be valuable, everything does have a value, and to an artist, understanding values is priceless.